Hey guys, I hope everybody is doing well and having a great day. Today I'm going to make a swag for my mantle. I've been wanting to do it for a while and I just haven't had a chance, so I thought that I'd go ahead and bring you guys along with me and we'll make it together. The first thing that I had to get was a 6-foot long, they call it like a greenery piece. I got this one from Hobby Lobby. Make sure if you go, you use your 40% coupon so you can get it a little bit cheaper. But I chose the white styrofoam tips. They have them in all different colors. If you want, you can do it with green leafy garland or a Christmas garland or something like that. But today, this is what I'm gonna use. I'm also using some ribbon. This is 2 inches wide. You can use 2 or 3 inches wide, it's up to you. And the color of your choice. This is beige with white polka dots. I'm gonna keep it neutral and I'll show you why in just a little bit. Next, I have some burlap. This burlap is a roll of burlap and it is 5 inches wide. I have 12 strips of jute that I have cut about 10 inches long. I have my scissors, my ruler, and my hot glue gun ready to go and extra sticks. So let's go ahead and get going and make a beautiful swag. The first thing I did with my garland is I separated the ends so they would lay flat because my ribbon is going to be glued to the main strip here. So I just pulled them all out. I'll probably move them around after I get the ribbon on and try to make them a little bit prettier or not so uniformed. I like if they look a little bit different. So I'm going to move most of my things over so I can really get in here and start with my burlap. The first thing I want to do is I'm just going to roll it out because I need to glue my ribbon on top of it. Now remember, I'm just using a generic pattern. I'm going to decorate it with probably flowers, seasonal flowers each season. But right now I'm just going to keep it very neutral, a neutral color. So then I'm going to go ahead and take my next ribbon and put it on top where I want it. Stretch it out. And remember, it's going to be about 6 feet long. So I think as I go, I'll just kind of scoot it down. Okay, so I'll get my glue gun ready. And I'm just going to come up here and start at the end. Start just by gluing that to the burlap. I want to make sure that it's in the center all the way down before I do any more. There we go. Then I'm just going to put a little bit as I go. Then once you get it glued on, just go back and check if any spots need to be re-glued. Okay, so now that you have the ribbon glued back on, then you're done with your glue gun. Just go ahead and move it to the side. And look for any strands of the glue and just kind of pull those right up so you don't have to mess with those when you're putting it on. All right, now let's see. I'm going to move my garland closer to me so I can work with it. And I'm going to lay my burlap right on top of it as I work. There we go. Now I'm going to let a little bit of this hang off the edge because I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to start it here, leaving a little bit here, and just kind of space it out some. All the way down. And then if I made a little bit too much, I'm just going to shorten it. Cut it when I'm ready. Okay. So now I'm going to take my ribbon, and I need to cut strips about 5 inches long. So I'm just going to use my ruler to kind of just guide me so I don't make them too long or too short. Okay, now what I need to do now is go ahead and come back to where I want to start. Just move everything down. Make sure it is all centered with the main part of my garland. And then I'm going to take one of my pieces of ribbon, and I'm just going to come in about 6 inches. I can kind of eyeball it, but it's going to be about right there. And so I'm just going to lay this across. It doesn't matter which angle. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go to the right. Then I'm going to take one piece of my jute, and I'm going to kind of bunch the corner of this up, get my jute underneath. Make sure my ribbon is centered, and I'm just going to tie a tight knot. And then after I get a good tight knot, I'm going to kind of fluff up my ribbon. You can do it however much you want, just like that. Now, my jute is a little bit long. I want it shorter because I want it to be noticeable. So I'm just going to cut maybe a 1/2 inch to 1 inch off each side. And then I'm just going to kind of place it how I want it. You can either put it flatter like that, but I think I'm going to do mine just like this, where it's kind of up like that. I want to kind of have a rustic feel. So that's all you have to do for that one. Then I'm going to go about 6 more inches, and I'm going to do the same thing again. So I just want to kind of eyeball it here and just kind of make sure I'm not too far off. The next one's going to start right about here. So I'm going to take my piece of ribbon. I'm going to do it at the same angle. Take my jute and do the same thing again. I'm going to kind of puff it up so I have some burlap to work with, so it's a little bit puffy, and come underneath it with my jute. And I'm just going to push it up a little bit here. Tie it. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of just push it up, just like wrapping a present. There we go. Then I'm going to fluff up my ends. And then my jute, I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. So if I were to make this again, because I kind of like the jute in a shorter fashion, I might make it 8 inches instead of 10 inches. And so then I'm going to scoot down and do the same thing again. Just going to move it up so I can work with this section. So I'm all done with tying everything, and now I just need to cut the burlap in half because I have some extra material here. So I'm just going to kind of look, just cut right up. Very cute. So now I'm just going to look and kind of fix the top part of the garland or the bottom part and just kind of put it how I want. I like it when it's a little bunched up, so I'm just going to kind of curve them a little bit to where they're not just all looking the very exact same way. Just kind of slide it all down. I think it turned out really nice. So now I'm just going to pick it up, take it over to my mantle, and go ahead and hang it up. So now I just have to put it on my mantle, and I already put down these 3M command strips, the medium size, and so I'm just going to kind of get it centered. And then I'll hook them in so they do not wiggle around. And then I'm just going to kind of bend my garland to the way I want it. So it's facing out to me. If this were a lower surface, like a tabletop, I could probably just go ahead and let it stay laying flat. But because it's taller on a mantle, I want it to be seen better. So I'm just going to curve it up a little bit. Maybe move my strips on top. Remember how I just used kind of a generic, this tan ribbon, not a lot of bright color here, only because I'm going to try to keep this up for most of the year, and to change it out I'm going to use seasonal flowers. If you wanted to make a swag for generic season or holiday, then just use that kind of different colored ribbon. So for instance, I might use at Christmas time, if I was going to make this one for Christmas, I might use the red and green pattern ribbon for Christmas to put along the burlap. Then I can use just a solid color to go with the pattern ribbon, like just a red, and then put it here, and that will really pop with more color. But since I'm just going to keep mine up probably for most of the year, I'm just going to change it out with flowers. So fall is right around the corner, and that's what I'm going to start with. I bought the flowers at the Dollar Tree, and I also bought these cute clips of leaves to just kind of tie it all in. So now I'm just going to place them in different spots where I want them to go. And what you have to do, because you have the burlap and it has the squares in it, you can just take one of your flowers, whichever color you want, and I just clip them a little bit, and I'm just sticking the end right through the burlap square, and it's just going to hold it in place. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take two yellow ones, and I think I'm going to put them at the top here. Just put them right through that burlap and just kind of fluff them up a little bit. And then I'm going to come in and let's see, maybe go back on the bottom, clip this on there. This might take a little bit of time. I just need to see where I want the flowers, and if you make this, you can just put them wherever you want and wherever you think they look good. So now I'll move on to, let's see, I'm going to try to do it in a little bit of a pattern, that kind of flower again. And I think I'll put him at the top here. Like that. And then I want to fluff up my bows because I really want to see the bow part, so I want to make sure they stick out. And you can use any colors any colors you like for fall, and like I said, any kind of ribbon. And then when winter comes, I can change these out and put red and green colors into it. And spring could be blue and pink. So now I'm going to do 2 more yellows. And probably another leaf. Just kind of tuck that one right there. And then I'm going to follow my pattern. So now I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, do this one and probably put this one at the top. Okay, so now we're going to do the end. I used this leaf at the beginning, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use it at the end as well. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see if there's anything I want to fix or puff up a little bit more. Let's see, I want my ribbons to stand out. Okay, so there we go. This was a pretty easy project, not too expensive. And like I said, the possibilities are endless because you have tons of ribbon out there to choose from, tons of different colors of flowers to choose from. Another thing that would make this swag great is adding some lights. You could do some white ones, or since it's fall, go ahead and put in some orange ones. I think that's what I might do. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you decide to make this project, please send me a picture. I would love to know how you put your own special touch to it. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, please subscribe. And we'll see you next Monday.